Welcome everyone to my Voyager Cup practice tournament, and I go in with a double seal team. I actually opt out of using Azumarill and I take Skarmory instead. And I actually kinda liked Skarmory better than Azumarill in this specific composition. This has very low grass weaknesses, so my opponent, even if they had grasses, they weren't bringing grasses because grass doesn't really beat anything, so it's really tough. So that's that. And here I am going for straight sky attacks. Now either she has to burn her energy or she has to take a lot of damage with Azumarill. This is why I prefer Skarmory over Altaria. Here Altaria would be just stuck, but Skarmory puts on a lot of shield pressure on Azumarill, and it has a few key matchups that I prefer over Altaria. So here I am going to use a Frenzy Plant. I don't think it KOs. Yes, it does KO, but Stunfisk, this is actually the first time I'm facing Stunfisk, and it's just so bulky. I knew that Stunfisk was bulky, obviously. It's on par with Azumarill, but I didn't know it was this much bulky. At full health, it actually tanks a stab Frenzy Plant from negating it. Let that sink in. Very few mons can handle a super effective stab Frenzy Plant. So Stunfisk looking very good. I might actually add Stunfisk to my roster. And here I am going for straight sky attacks. Skarmory is just like a wall to knock out. I might actually sub out Registeel, but this specific team is kind of weak to Alolan Marowak. Alolan Marowak gave me a lot of trouble this tournament, and I make a lot of mistakes in the upcoming round, so you'll see. So here I will just go for straight Frenzy Plant on Lucky Fable, and I Vine Whip it down, and I get to a Frenzy Plant, and she is running a Mudshot variant of Stunfisk. So Mudshot, Thundershock, they are basically the same move. Like their energy generation and damage is the same, just different types. They're clones. So third match, I decided to use Skarmory and she leaves with the Fable. This is a very positive matchup. And Charmers are a reason why I prefer Skarmory over Altaria. Charmers, I wouldn't say they are very common, but Charmers are a real threat if you are not prepared from them. Like Charmers can wipe out your team if you don't have a dedicated steel or poison type for them. Again, I overcharged a lot of energy from my Skarmory, so I was able to do double sky attacks. And now I am in a bit of a pinch, but my mindset is I'm going to double shield my Toxio and counter down that knockdown, and maybe try to bait out a shield with Mudbomb, because either this Mudbomb will KO or it will draw out a shield. It does draw out a shield, and I managed to counter it down, and she has Cherrim in the back. Now this Sludge Bomb is going to one-shot Cherrim. Now Cherrim did get a huge buff with the benefit of the Bullet Seed buff and the Wither Ball buff. I'm sorry, there's a construction going on besides my house, so it's a noisy out there. So if you didn't know, you might think that Registeel will beat Deoxys defense, or Deoxys defense will beat Registeel, but the thing, it's a bit more complex than that. Deoxys only beats Registeel if it lands on something. If it doesn't land a Thunderbolt, it doesn't beat. So it landed a Thunderbolt there, right? You see how much energy I needed. So if I had called out the perfect bait, or if I had shielded the Thunderbolt, I would get to another Flash Cannon and win versus win the one shielding matchup. It loses, I think, the 2 shielding matchup because of the counter damage and how very few damage lock on does on the Ox's defense. But it does win one in the one shield scenario if you correctly call out the. So here Stonks is running the double steal strategy with Bastion and Ferrothorn. This is a very spicy strategy. I ran Skarmory and Razor because they actually cover each other's weaknesses. So Razor is weak to fighters, Skarmory deals with the fighters, Skarmory loses to Razor struggles versus Meganium, Skarmory kills Meganium. So they kind of even their matches out. So first match I wasn't doing pretty great, but second match I decided to lead with Alolan Muk for his Deoxys defense, and he actually leads Haunter. I do not know why. I think he probably thought that I would lead with Toxicroak or Meganium. I don't know what, but Haunter would win against both if it baited correctly. Versus Toxicroak, it's a guaranteed matchup, just straight challenge. But here I get off another Dark Pulse on his Deoxys defense, and he is in a lot of trouble. I shield his Thunderbolt, and I knew he was going to bring Galley, so I was counting here, but I actually counted wrong. So I counted 3 confusions or 4, but he actually had 5 confusions. He was actually at close combat and he tried to bait me. That was his only call. If he could manage the bait, he won, he would win. If he didn't, he would lose. And I accidentally called out his bait. This was like just pure luck. And I go for Flash Cannon, and this Mud Bomb is going to KO his Deoxys defense. Now the problem with Deoxys defense is it has a lot of defense, but very low HP. It's like below 100 HP, and its defense is over 200. So it's like all defense, no HP. And here my Alolan Muk is lined up to his Deoxys defense. It's basically over right now, but this match comes but Toxicroak comes real clutch in this match. This is a very close matchup in game, and he shields a Dark Pulse, and I think I shield the Rock Slide. Yes, I do. Now I was wary of him ducking into Bastiodon right there, but he didn't duck. I think he tried to duck, but the switch tree wasn't up, and he has Gallade in the back. Now this is a Shadow Gallade, right? That's his Shadow Gallade. And I had no idea my Raise Shield would survive close combat, and close combat would do so much damage. So if it was normal, even if it was a decent IV Raise Shield, it would lose. But my Raise Shield is very high rank, and I managed to pull off a Sludge Bomb and one-shot that Gallade. So that was clutch. Now this is the round I lose. Now I am leading with Wigglytuff, and he is leading Stunfisk. Now Stunfisk, my team is extremely weak to Stunfisk. I realized that in this cup. I wasn't really paying heed to Stunfisk before. Now I switched to my Meganium. Now here what I should have done is I should have swapped into my Skarmory, because Skarmory is very bad versus his Stunfisk, right? So that's that. But still I am down a shield, but I am in quite a good position right now. So I will go for Frenzy Plant. Now I am trying to wait out the Switch Clock. This is the Switch Clock waiting strategy, and I managed to catch that Sky Attack without spinning any shields. So this is huge for me. and this discharge will not KO because Stunfisk is very bulky and with very low attack. It doesn't have much attack, so it doesn't really do that much damage, but it's extremely spammy. And he gets to another discharge, and I will not shield this. And I have Meganium and Wigglytuff. So my only call is coming back to Meganium because no charge move of Stunfisk will KO Meganium. Meganium is just like a wall to Stunfisk, and I knew he will switch to Altaria, and I instantly switched to my Wigglytuff, and I decided to charm him down, and I saved my shield. So Wigglytuff coming in clutch for me. So I don't know if so this is the matchup that I had to use Wigglytuff to counter his Stunfisk, and here he called off my lead, and I'm leading very still into his Stunfisk. So it's basically GG at this point. So I am going for a Focus Blast, and it does, wow, it does about 50, yeah, that was about 50% of Stunfisk health. That's quite a bit. Now he switches into Bastion. Now his only counter to my previous team of 3 was Bastion, and he brought Bastion, and I had nothing for Bastion except for my resistance. And in most of this game it gets Switch Lock versus Stunfisk, and it's basically GG because he would have Altaria in the back. So he goes for Flamethrower, and he switches into his Altaria, and even if I had came back with my Very Steel, it wouldn't matter because I would still lose the RPS. He would just attack with Stunfisk, kill it, and have Altaria for my beginning in the back. So it's basically it was GG when I lost it. I could have won the match if I had won the lead, but otherwise it doesn't matter. And I shouldn't even be shielding at this point. I should just let it go because it's over. And I should actually I should have adapted with his this team he is currently using, because I sack my Meganium in match number 3, and that is a huge mistake on my part because I had nothing for his Stunfisk. I was again I lead Reshield into Stunfisk, but this match does come very close. So I catch his Mud Bomb. I have a bit of energy, and he has Bastion now, and I am going to go for a Play Rough. Now this is where Hypno would have shined better if it had Focus Blast or something, because Wigglytuff is just gets walled by Bastion. I will not shield that. It will nothing of Bastion will KO Toxio because Bastion has very low attack defense. And I knew he will switch into his Altaria, so I use a Sludge Bomb, and I instantly switch to my Ready Steel and use a Flash Cannon. So he's down a shield, and I'm up a shield. So I need to double shield my Ready Steel and catch another Mud Bomb with my Toxio to win this matchup, to even come close to win this matchup. So I have to meet a lot of criteria to win this matchup. You see how many I do meet actually. So here I get off a Focus Blast. So I am counting. I know that 4 to 5 Thunder Shocks or Mud Bombs will get to a discharge, and I switch into my Toxio, and he had to use his charge move because he was locked. I actually burn his energy, but he has Skarmory in the back, Altaria in the back, and this Flash Cannon isn't going to kill. His Skarmory is going to survive with red HP. So if I had one more counter on my Toxio, I would have landed that Mud Bomb and I could have easily won this match. But that's that. It really did come very close. But no regrets. no regrets. I will prepare better for Stunfish next time I see it. So I am letting this Bone Club go from Alolan Marowak. So previously I told you guys, because I'm running double steal with grass, my team is very weak to Alolan Marowak. So I lead with Skarmory against Alolan Marowak teams, because they will probably gonna lead Toxtrioak, because it's the best bodyguard for Alolan Marowak and it works out every time. So I go for a Sky Attack, charging a little bit of energy, and he shields, and my Skarmory actually goes down. And do I shield? No, I do not shield that Mud Bomb, and I just farm down his Toxtrioak. He has Hypno in the back, and that's basically it. Even he needs to land a Shadow Ball at this tilt, and it will not get to a Shadow Ball, because lock-ons just generate energy so fast. So I have a shield, and I get to Flash Cannon. He was very close to another Thunder Punch. He was basically at another Thunder Punch, but it didn't matter. So again, I lead Alolan Mark into Hypno this time, calling the lead. Now I always overcharge one or two more fast moves to see if my opponent ducks or not. If he ducked into Umbreon, that would be huge energy wasted, about 45-50 energy wasted. So I always try to see what my opponent is going to do and keep my cool, and then use charge move according to the situation and adapt to my opponent's playstyle. So here I do a mistake, is I switch into my Skarmory and I actually switch lock my Skarmory. So this is kind of bad for me, but not that bad, because even though Skarmory loses against Alolan Marowak, it puts huge shield pressure with Sky Attack. Double Sky Attack and Alolan Marowak is dead. This is why I love Skarmory so much, because like it has worse matchups versus steel types, but except for that, except for steels and electrics, Skarmory is very good overall in the meta. It covers a lot more matchup than Altaria, especially Azumarill. It can beat Azumarill with a bit of energy advantage or steel type. So here I get off Flash Cannon, and this KOs this really close game, So match number 3, I am leading Skarmory into Umbreon. Now this is bad, because he probably has Toxtrioak in the back. Now my mindset is he probably has Toxtrioak. So I am going to try to duck. So 1, 2, yes. I ducked on the third Snarl into Wigglytuff, and I wasted his energy, and he has Veggie Steel. So I forgot to take my own Toxicroak. I wasn't. Again, my team building wasn't really as good here, but still, it's a practice stuff. It doesn't matter. So I learned a lot. I learned a lot of new matchups. I learned about team building, my team's own weaknesses, how to play against certain mons. This was great. So I actually prefer doing practice cups over practice matches versus opponents. Although so here's the thing. So versus opponents, I can just stress test a specific team, right? So versus if I practice against a friend or not. But in a tournament, quick decision making, team building, instant team building, in like 5 to 10 minutes you have to build a team of 3 around your opponent's team. So you have to know a lot of matchups, you have to have a lot of knowledge, and actually you have to predict your opponent. In practice games, prediction not really a thing if you're playing blind. And here, that's why I suggest everyone to play more practice cups, because it really helps. So this is the finals, And again, he has a little Marak team and he leads with Doctor. So I call the bait. But here I mess up bad. So this should be my win. This should be really my win. But I mess up. So I should have shielded the first Bone Club because I know he was probably going to double shield his little Marak. So I get off another Snarl, another Dark Pulse. He shields again, and I think he ducks. Do I shield this? Yes, I should have shielded this, and I should have just one more Snarl I would get to a Dark Pulse, and I would have KO'd his little Marak. So switch advantage was all he needed. He double shielded his little Marak against a losing matchup just to win switch advantage. So this was very good. And again I switch into my Registeel. I don't know why do I switch to my Registeel, and I basically throw away an easy win, a very easy win. If I just had shielded, this would have been an easy win. Sweet. And again, what I should have done is I should have just stayed in with my Azumarill, with my Skarmory, and do as much damage to that Azumarill as possible because I had a shield advantage. I could have KO'd that Azumarill, and I could have just flash cannon down that Toxio. So I do two huge mistakes in that match. Now here, match number 2, my Toxio is 15 attacks, so it will always win CMB. This is why I love this mons with high attacks, because it will always win CMB. So here I win switch advantage, but at a cost of a shield. Now he has a little Marak, and I don't think I have anything good for him. Do I? Oh, I have. Again, I am switch locking myself. I don't know why I switch locked myself. I thought he would bring Bastion or something. I don't know. But I switch locked myself again. I should have just sacked my Toxico, and he didn't have Bastion on the back. I should have just sacked my Toxico and come back with a little Marak, farm some energy, and easily win this match. This was an easy win. And I am going to try to bait now. It's basically over at this point. So I switch into my little Muck, and he's going to Hydro Pump me. Again, I should have stayed in with my Toxicroak. And another mistake I do is I go for Dark Pulse. I should have gone for Sludge Wave. If I had went for Sludge Wave, I could have Dark Pulsed his Alolan Marak, or I would have done a lot of damage with Snarls alone, or he would have to burn his energy. Anything. If I hadn't just... I don't know, man, this is very bad. I played so bad. I played so many mistakes. And again, we are facing the same mirror match. Now here I don't shield this time, and we result in a simultaneous KO. And I'm thinking he probably has Azumarill and a little Marak. So I switch into a little Muck, so it's a no-winner, right? But I think I mess up again. I think I go for Dark Pulse. I am anticipating he's going to shield. He's going to switch. So I shield again. I think we both. I'm down a shield, but now here, if I had just gone for Sludge Wave, it would have been GG right there. Because if he had shielded that, my Skarmory would easily win against his Azumarill. I would have a shield, and I didn't, and I couldn't call off that Hydro Pump bait. So I go for a Sky Attack, and I go for Dark Pulse this time, so it KOs his Alolan Marak, and his Azumarill is very low, and one Sky Attack, one Air Slash results in actually a simultaneous KO. So we are doing a fourth match. So he told me to take the win, but I wasn't willing to take the win. I was like, no, I am going to fight. I'm going to see how differently I can play this matchup, how I can win. I want to fight. And see here, this should have resulted in a simultaneous game, right? But he I don't know how he got one counter off when I was inside the mud bomb animation. So he got an extra counter off and my Toshiko actually died. But this is the reason I am leading 1 star, right? On my little Marak, and this, for this 1 star, I sweep this match. You'll just see. So I win this match. Even after he gave me the win, he was like, just take the win. I was like, no, I'm not. I'm going to play the match. And I win by an accident. An accident, guys. So this time not doing anything, no mistakes this time, straight sludge wave. I am not going to make the same mistake again. I made it twice that day, but not anymore. Oh, he just let it go because it doesn't matter. Skarmory is going to take down a Azumarill anyways, and I went 3-2 against this in this practice round in practice cup, and I am actually happy about my performance. I mess up in 2 games in versus Nair 21 and versus Sasaki. I mess up bad, and if I hadn't made those big mistakes, I could have easily won those matchups. And I am going to keep those mistakes in mind so that it doesn't happen again and practice more. So hope you liked my early practice tournament of Voyager. I am going to play the next. Comment on below if you want to see more practice Voyager rounds or more practice, not practice, more Voyager cups. If you guys want, I can upload. I actually play 3-4 cups a month, but I don't really upload all of them. Some cups I play really good. Some cups I play decent or bad. But I don't upload all of them because editing these Sylph cups is a pain in the ass, man. Like I actually prefer making it's not just me, every YouTuber about Pokemon Go, you'll see that prefers making GBL content because GBL is just so easy to edit. You have set of 5 battles, 2 or 3 sets, just lump those in, speed them up, add commentary, done. But in Sylph Cups, I make custom templates for each player I face. I make custom thumbnails, and it's not like I don't want to. I always prefer quality over quantity. So this is why I upload less tournaments than I actually play, and I try to edit them as good as I can. I know I'm not a good editor, I'm not really that good, but I try to make it look as much aesthetic as possible. And if you have any gripes about my template design or anything, you can give me feedback. I am open to any criticism. I would like to develop on my editing skills. So this was Bhuvan Ahmed. Hope you liked my practice round. Signing out.